Hello, I'm Kiyah,
I'm Kirstin.
and we're going to go over our project for DHSI that was called Reanimating Experimental Psychology.
So, to begin with, Kiyah and I were one of many moving parts, along with Professor Lee Arnold and Jeremy Blatter, who are our two guiding professors for the project. And while our other group partners were working on, coding and web mechanics, Kiyah and I were in charge of animation. And what exactly we're animating were a group of, well, a series, we did two of the series, of early 20th century psychological tests that were shown in movie theaters, which at the time was one of the largest hubs for media and information. So a little bit of historical background on who we were focusing on for this project. We were focusing on a German-American psychologist known as Hugo Munsterberg. And Munsterberg was, aside from being a pioneering figure in applied psychology, was also cognizant of this new form of media developing in the movie theaters. So what he did was partnered with Paramount Pictures and then issued a series of animations referred to as pictographs. These pictographs were somewhat the precursor to the kind of aptitude tests we take now in the modern day. In these little visual tests, which would run before a film would air, the audience would be given a series of choices, and their ability to choose between these choices and navigate them would then define their aptitude for certain skills, and from then on, career path, etc., etc. So if we can go to the next screen. So where do we fit into all of this? So, due to an issue and a great deal of controversy between Munsterberg and the American government, like right before the onset of World War I, a lot of Munsterberg's achievements and his research have been glossed over and scorned in the scientific community historically. And so due to that, as a further result of that, a lot of these animations themselves were not properly cared for, not properly archived, and don't exist in the modern day. We have no real evidence anywhere of them, only in writing. What we do have, however, the one shred of remnant we have left is a picture of one of the animations that we found, that was found in an image from a 1916 copy of the Evening Ledger. So if Kiyah would like to take from here of how we use that image to then further our project along.
So using this image and what little instructions we have of it, we were able to deduce how this animation was going to run and the purpose of it. And using that as a reference, we used Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe After Effects, etc. to animate it the way we imagined Munsterberg had in mind. For Here's the video of what we did in total. We took all our clips and then put them together using Premiere After Effects. And what was in the picture itself were these little men right here. And what we thought was that these little men were going to carry these letters around in a jumbled mess. And then it'll show in a moment. It was going to go into this banner thing that was in the middle here. And they were going to re-scramble the letters, ting, and then come out with the actual word. And if you were able to deduce what the word was before the answer was revealed, it would show that you're a very creative person, basically.
So it was kind of a dual process because we had this historical document with us that we could go off of. But in terms, a lot of aspects like frame rate, movement, speed, and pretty much the intro card beforehand and many of the film effects kind of had to be left up to me and Kiyah's discretion based on further research we did of animations at the time. We used a particular cartoon that was a contemporary of Munsterberg's animations called Bobby Bumps, and pretty much just doing the background research of what this would look like had it been shown in 1916. Now we can talk to you about our second animation that we did.
For the second animation, unlike the last one, we didn't have a visual reference, just a script with instructions on it. And the script was between Munsterberg and a Paramount executive. To completely capture its historical relevance, we had to do a lot of research to see what the video would actually be like if it was in fact made in the 1910s. And so we looked up stuff like music, um, how how it felt like to be in a movie theater during the 1910s, what the accidental effects used for people who are inexperienced with film at the time, so like a shaky frame or like leaving fingerprints on the film while it was rolling. And with that, we were able to create a what we attempted to create a realistic version of the film that was that could be passing as a 1900s film as here. And in this film, basically, what we're going over is if the viewer is capable of judging what's beautiful and what's ugly.
Some of them had scientific basis, and some of them kind of were a bit more questionable in terms of what they were testing in the viewer. But the really fun part about this, just to summarize everything and recap, what's really fun about this animation in particular is one, we had a bit more artistic freedom to work with it, but also for unknown reasons, this script was written, but the animation was never made. So essentially, this is the first time this animation really is seeing the light of day and coming into existence since its conception in 1916. And overall, it's just been very fun to like work together, to be able to use historical documents to create this profile and then kind of revive something into existence that otherwise may not ever come forth again. And as tricky as it was using modern day technology, being able to kind of figure out how to make that move and look old, quote unquote, was, I think, a fantastic experience, which I'm sure Kiyah can agree with.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're hoping to have the videos alongside that you guys can watch a little further and not hear us talking over. But it's been wonderful to speak with you guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the Day of Scholars material from everyone else.
Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. You can't see us, but we're waving.